Hello, vlog. Hi, how are you? I've missed you. I just filmed a closet organization video, and it's the second time I filmed the video. So I'm hoping that this time is the best time. I don't normally refilm things. I feel like it's like I wasted my time before. Like, why did I film before? But I just didn't like my delivery, and I thought it was, I made so many, I was very awkward. And I think I was awkward in this one too, but less awkward. So I think I'm going to start editing now and see how far I can get. Little man is chilling there. He was just at the dog park today. So he's trying his best to take a nap, but I keep moving around the house, and do you hear that? And he keeps subsequently also moving. What's this? That's nothing. That's nothing. It's dirt. I meant to give him a bath, but I've just been too lazy. I don't think he's that dirty, but he definitely could use a bath. All right, so I just thought I'd say hi and I'd start editing. Tonight we are having our chorus council meeting, and then we have rehearsal, and then we have drinks. So it's gonna be a big evening, so I think I should get started. I have like not even 4 hours. Yeah, I have 4 hours. All right, good morning. Mr. Clover has just been running around chasing balls at the park. He is exhausted. I noticed that he's becoming older. He kind of, like, his threshold for when he gets tired is much different. So he's been out here about 25 minutes, having a good time. He loves coming out here. Come on, buddy. But he's definitely ready to go home now and take a nice long nap, and I can play some video games. So today I was tempted to get McDonald's, but I didn't. I made my hash browns out of zucchini, got 2 eggs, they're kind of overcooked, but whatever. And I have an oat milk latte. Oat milk, if you don't know, foams up really nice. So if you're lactose intolerant, oat milk, look at her. Gonna go in. Oh, it's alive. Oh no. Oh hi. Morning vlog, welcome back to the chaos. So I haven't talked to my camera. I feel like I haven't talked to you guys. I filmed, but I haven't talked to you guys in a little while. I like filmed myself working out, doing morning stuff. We took Clover to the beach in Gloucester, which is kind of a trek from Boston, but it was worth it because it was fun. But so today there's a lot going on in the house today. I'm trying to clean up. I'm trying to do a little like house reset, but we've got so many fungus gnats in the house. Every now and again we get a really bad infestation, and this is like the worst it's ever been. And I just want to scream because they're just everywhere. So I've been doing the mosquito bit tea, but I have to take all of the bits out of this and make fresh mosquito bit tea. So that's what I'm doing right now. It's fun. Good times.
What are you doing?
All right, I got all of the mosquito bits out, so we're gonna put new mosquito bit stuff in here, and then we're gonna make more fungus gnat killer tea. Sucks a lot. Good afternoon to Mr. Clover James, who has been on a walk and had adventures and is now ready to take a very long nap. So hello, welcome back to the vlog. I've tried to start this like a bunch of times and I haven't really gotten anywhere, but we're just gonna do it today. So it's concert week at Cantata Singers and we've been very busy. I get home at like 10:30 at night. I'm very tired. I did have some emotional times this morning and last night. I'm going through some like emotional stuff with singing that I go through periodically, but we'll talk about that later. Anyway, today is the 1st of June, and every month I like to do a little monthly reset, but I've never done it like formally. So today we're gonna do it together, and I figure I'll like get you in my notion. We'll talk about the month. We'll talk about the goals and stuff like that. Maybe that'll get you motivated to do that too, because I know that I really need to do that. So first, maybe I'll grab a little bit of lunch and then we'll do our little reset. Let's do it. You grab lunch too, or dinner, or breakfast, or snack, or nothing. Doesn't matter. Let's do it. All right, maybe we'll catch up like a little bit while I'm making my lunch. I'm gonna make a tuna salad sandwich. So got my can of tuna here. We're gonna grab some celery, maybe some shallot, and I think that's it. And like my normal like salad, tuna salad things. Okay, by the way, we got our knives back from knife sharpening guy, and he did a really fantastic job. This is the new, well, not new, but like the new, my old blade, which was very dull. I'm not even gonna lie. Like it was so dull, and now it's like super sharp. I'm so happy that I paid the money to have my knife sharpened. Like I never would have thought that was worth it, but it was totally worth it. Anyway, y'all can look at my food while I'm doing this and talking to you. I'm just gonna dice up a little bit of celery here. Okay, with like bigger chunks. I know, I gotta get my fingers out of the way. You hear screaming, it's like little kids. They're like playing in the yard across there. I kind of like that. It's like every day. It's a really nice little noise. All right, that's a lot of celery, but I love celery, so it's fine. So I think I was talking earlier like about the fungus gnats, and I found the source of the fungus gnats. It was a bag of potting soil that I had opened and just closed, and they were like just living their best life in that potting soil. I was treating everything but that, and they were like, they seemed to be like in my office, like coming from my office. I didn't know what to do, and all of a sudden when I found it, I put it outside, and now they're like well, this was only like 20 minutes ago. They've seemed to have gone away. So I'm hoping that that was the case. I'm gonna like empty the water from this. So I hope that means that was just the adults flying around and like I'll have no more like nymphs to deal with or eggs or whatever. I'm just hoping because I've been treating all my plants with mosquito bits and nothing seemed to be happening, and I think it's because that wasn't the source of the issue. All right, we're gonna put a little bit of shallot in the tuna salad. I love shallot because it's a little milder than red onion. And I don't know, it just like classes up everything, you know? This knife is so sharp, I love it. Now that the knife's a little sharper, I gotta be more careful. When he sharpened the knives and put them back in the towel that I put them in, there was a business card and also a Band-Aid included, which I thought was so funny and cute. I shouldn't be using my knife to like scrape these things off of the cutting board, but we're doing that anyway. If you eat tuna salad, what do you like in it? So naturally, I'm gonna put a little bit of mayonnaise in my tuna salad. I like not too much, but you know, a decent amount. Then I really like Dijon mustard. Oh my gosh, we're always out of mayonnaise and Dijon mustard, like always. It's insane. Then I like dill relish in there, just to get that like yummy pickle flavor. Sometimes I put olives in too, like lemon juice if I, need some acid. Actually, do I have an open lemon? I feel like I do. Squeeze some lemon. Of course, some salt, freshly ground pepper. I like a lot of pepper in my tuna salad. There was this place near my graduate school that it was called Mantra Spot. Well, it's still there. And they had these amazing tuna salad sandwiches that are full of pepper, and I love them. And my secret ingredient is celery seed. I love a little bit of celery seed in my tuna salad. It's got a really good taste. Sometimes I put parsley in too. Parsley's really good. Actually, do I have some parsley outside? I might. I did have parsley outside and I forgot. We were like gardening and we meant to put the the planter together and plant it, but it was on the ground and it looks like animals have eaten all of the parsley leaves, so I have no parsley. I actually meant to cut it down to the soil anyway because it was bolting, so maybe they did me a favor. But oh well, no parsley for me. Looks pretty good. I don't know, what do you think? If you don't like tuna salad, then it probably looks gross to you, but I love tuna salad. This is how sharp the knives are. I could not get a thin slice of tomato like that otherwise, so super happy. I could probably cut even thinner. Let's try it. Let's try. Oh, yeah, baby. Oh, yeah, baby. Look at that. That's nuts. All right, I've got my tuna salad sandwich, little sandwich, and I also have a little cucumber and pepper salad. This is that like viral cucumber like from TikTok. It's all right. It's better than chips, right? I mean, it's not better tasting than chips. It's better for you than chips. So we're gonna eat that, and then we'll get to resetting the month. Okay, so here we are. And this is my monthly reset template. Now, I downloaded this from my good friend, Katie Calloway, who happens to be an Animal Crossing content creator and now has a lifestyle channel. I will link it down below. She's fabulous. She's actually fabulous. So please go watch her if you like these kinds of vlogs. Hers are like a lot better than mine, but we're striving to get there. So as you can see here, we're going to talk about the month of May, everything that went down, and all of my goals for the next month. So I like this because sometimes I don't think about what I did. I just feel like I didn't do enough. And so this helps me sort of put that into perspective of like what I really did. So last month, I had my first successful engagement with BLO. So that means I did a performance, rehearsals, everything with Boston Lyric Opera for the first time ever. I have never performed with this ensemble. And they did a really, really amazing production of Omar, which is a new opera written by Rhiannon Giddens and Michael Abels. Michael Abels wrote the soundtrack for Get Out, and Rhiannon Giddens is like super famous, Grammy Award winning mostly writes stuff for like banjo, and it's just really good. Check her out on Spotify if you're not familiar. But they wrote this opera, and I was so honored to be approached to be a part of it, and it was incredible. It sold out before it even opened. My mom actually, and that's the next thing, my mom came up to see the show. She hadn't been to Boston since like 2018, and she came up to see it, and she barely got a ticket before they sold out. And that was really fun to have her there and to do the show. It was really special. It was also my first time social media consulting with an ensemble that I've been consulting for them, for their social media. That was really cool to like have done. I normally feel, I definitely have like a little bit of imposter syndrome. I feel like I don't know what I'm talking about ever. So that was really a big step for me. As far as publishing on my YouTube channels, I published 6 times on KDaisy, and I streamed 3 times. I published 3 organized soprano videos, and I published 2 vlogs on this channel. So that's 12 pieces of 11 pieces of recording content and 3 streams. So I think that's not bad considering how busy I was the first few weeks of the month. So I'll just acknowledge that it is what it is. I'm not going to talk about the goals or anything. I finally had my knife sharpened. I've been wanting to do this for like years because my knives are dull, or were dull, and I was like, I'm an adult, and I can't do this with like a steel, that big like rod where you can, it was beyond that. I needed like a whetstone and somebody to like do it. And I contacted the best knife sharpening guy in Boston and made an appointment on the calendar, showed up, gave him the knives, had a real long talk with him. He was super nice, met his dog. And then when I went to pick them up, they were sharp. And I feel like that was like a big thing for me because I was like, oh, why did I wait so long? I finished my first season singing at Emmanuel Church in Boston. So that is a really big accomplishment for me. I've wanted to sing there ever since I was 19 years old. When I accidentally went to a church service there my freshman year in college, just randomly picked it out of every church in Boston. I don't know how I did this. I showed up and I was like, there's a church service, but there's also a fully orchestrated Bach cantata with chorus and soloists. And it was excellent. So I've always wanted to sing there, was never skilled enough to sing there, and was finally invited to audition last year. And it was a wonderful experience. I had a couple of solo opportunities as well, and it was really hard for me the first few times because that imposter syndrome really does a number on your psyche. But like by the time I got to the end of the season, I felt like I belonged there. So it was really good. It was nice. By the way, they're like redoing the porch in the back, so you might hear like hammer pounding and drill, stuff like that. It's a thing. Last, I worked on my arachnophobia. Content warning if you like don't want to hear about spiders, but like I'm going to talk about it. So like over my entire lifetime, I've been both fascinated and fearful of spiders. I have been bitten by a spider a few times. Nothing really significant. There are only like really 2 spiders that are like really medically significant that we really should actually worry about. The rest are pretty harmless. But I've always been both fascinated and very fearful of spiders. And last year, I kind of was tired of my whole response. Like I was tired of like seeing, I'm calm when they're around. Like when I was helping people organize and I was in their basement, there was a spider there. I'd be like, oh, that's, we'll just ignore it or whatever. But like in my house, if I see a spider, I would like freak out. I would call Eve. I'm like, please take care of it. Blah, blah, blah. So what I did was educate myself. And because I've always been like a really big stan of wildlife anyway. Like I always used to catch bugs and stuff. And I'm like fascinated by wildlife. And so I figured the best thing for me to do to like solve this was to educate myself about spiders in general. And I joined this bug identification ID page. I mean, it's kind of a toxic page, but like it's a page nonetheless. And I see bugs and insects and spiders on my feed all the time and people identifying them. And it changed my attitude towards them because I got so much exposure looking at different types of spiders. And also it has created an obsession with jumping spiders. Like I'm literally obsessed. I probably am going to get a pet jumping spider because they're absolutely adorable and I need to keep one. They're so cute. The only bad thing I think is like having to keep food for them. You have to keep like, crickets and whatever. But like, who is knocking? Okay, so what challenged me? I think trying to balance all of the different things I'm doing and learning to sort of plan accordingly, I found a really huge challenge. But regardless of the fact that I had trouble balancing, I did learn that I am capable of balancing a lot of different things if I plan carefully. So we're gonna move on to the next part, and that's self-care. Last month included working out consistently. I have been working out consistently. I work out every Saturday, Tuesday, and Thursday. So that means that this morning I worked out. Tuesday morning I do it right after I get up because if I don't, I'm not motivated and I'm not going to do it. So I use Future. I've mentioned that on my main channel. That's like a workout app. And it has been a lifesaver. Like it's the only thing that motivates me to work out. And I get to have fun chats with my trainer over like DMs. So we talk about dogs and we talk about like life in South Carolina. She's like so cute. This is not sponsored by Future, but they did sponsor me on my main channel and I love it. And I work out. And I actually took a couple days off last month. Not many, but I did take a couple days off where I did like do nothing. Okay, so notables from last month. Travel. No, I didn't really travel. I didn't read any books. I did start listening to the Adam Ragusea podcast. I love it. It's great. If you're not familiar on YouTube, go listen. It's all like mostly about cooking and food and stuff. It's really informative and great. I love Adam Ragusea anyway, but I haven't really been tuning into the podcast. And lately I've been tuning into the podcast. Really like it. And not music, but like the release of The Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom happened last month. I mean, that was very notable for me. It's all I've been doing as far as like mostly video game play for the last like couple of weeks. I'm obsessed. I'm absolutely obsessed. It's going to win Game of the Year. I'm going to say it with like, I'm very sure. All right, people, I met some of my content creator friends and that was so fun. I met Pat, Carlene, Kyle, and Alex. So Pat runs the channel called Nintentalk. He is one of my friends over in the Animal Crossing space and they live in Massachusetts, and it was finally time that we hung out and met. And Kyle and Alex are two of his moderators in the chat, and it was so much fun. It was so much fun. It was so wholesome, and I love meeting people that I work with, not work with, but like are friends with online in person. I actually earlier in the year I met EJ from EJ Plays. They live in New York, and we were there for the Tamron Hall show, and it was real wholesome. I loved it. It like filled my heart up with all kinds of warm fuzzies. So, and I also made new opera friends. I worked with a bunch of people I've never met before at Boston Lyric Opera, and I got to make a bunch of new friends. So, it was like all the feel goods from last month. Movies and TV. I finally saw the Mario movie. Not last week, but the week before, and it was everything I thought it was going to be. It was so adorable. It was really just 90 minutes of like Nintendo fan service, which like my husband didn't get like 75% of the jokes and like the memes, but I did, and I appreciated it. I loved it. It was so cute. It could have been a little shorter, but it was really cute, and I loved that I got to see it finally. And I subscribed, again with the spider thing, I found a great content creator called Tarantula Cat. I think it's cat with a K actually. Why did I put the C there? Tarantula Cat, please. Anyway, she's adorable and she has a bunch of tarantulas. I don't think I'd keep a tarantula because I don't find them to be very interesting. They just don't really move around very much, but I think they're beautiful and I like to look at them and I like to watch the feeding videos. They're fun. So purchases and products, I ordered 2 new dresses. You guys saw those. I got a new mic stand and monitor stands. So I put my monitors on stands, and that's been really great. I got the vacuum sealer. Love the vacuum sealer. I'm obsessed. I got a Zen grip for my Nintendo Switch so I can play it in bed and hold it without having hand cramps. Don't regret that. I got an Amiibo card case for all of my Amiibo cards. And lastly, I got a heart-shaped ice cube tray. Do not regret. Love the heart-shaped ice cubes. I will put a picture of them. Love them. They're so cute. Okay, miscellaneous moments and memories. We talked about having my mom visit. It was so nice. Clover, do you want part of this? Do you want to be a part of this? Okay, so for my goals for June, I would like to continue. What's wrong? What's wrong? What's wrong? What's the matter? What do you see out there? I don't know why he's upset. Anyway, goals for the next month. Again, you continue to exercise. It's been, again, really consistent, making me feel good, even though I feel really tired. I'm going to continue. I'm going to continue to reduce my alcohol intake. I had been drinking a lot of wine after COVID started. I've reduced that down. And I'm also going to continue to take iron and eat fewer refined carbs because those aren't good for you. It's really hard, and it really, I find it much more difficult to make decisions like that when it's lunchtime and I'm feeling like I don't want to get super busy in the kitchen. I'd rather do that in the evening, but I'm trying to do better about lunch. So as far as the career and business is concerned, I really want to take the time today to actually do a fully fleshed out content plan. This I find is really helpful, but the doing it is such a huge hill to get over. So I think if I do that today, I can reward myself with some Tears of the Kingdom later. I'm going to continue to make a plan to improve my singing technique. I find that my singing is quite musical, I think, but some of my technique could really use some help. We're going to try and work on that this month, this whole summer, really. I need to update my website. I don't have a singing website anymore. It's gone. I used to have it, but when I quit for a while, I kind of took it down, and I'd like to update it and bring it back to speed. So we're going to work on that. And I'd like to make a consistent streaming schedule for both the main channel and the gaming channel. I know that seems like a lot of streaming. It's not. I think I can stream once a month on The Organized Soprano and twice a week on K-Daisy, and it's not a big deal. So I think that's something I can definitely set up today. And as far as finance can go, I really need to make a second appointment with my accountant. She was great and helped me when it was closer to tax time. When I had logged into QuickBooks, I saw that she did 50 or 60% of the work, and I was so grateful. So I need to make a second appointment with her to work on some other things. For as far as personal house stuff, I need to get the garden going. My husband and I have plans next week to sort of get that already started. I know it's late in the season for planting, so we're gonna buy starts and do that. I mean, we can do fall planting for sure, but we need to get that sort of taken care of. And some house updates for downstairs. Downstairs needs to be finished. It's driving me crazy. It needs to be finished. So we're gonna work on that. And for self-care, I'm going to specifically schedule some days off that are specific days because I'm not good at doing that. So we're going to work on that. So I think that's it for today's vlog. It was weird reflecting on the last month. I've never done anything like that before. When I reflected on my accomplishments last month and then focused on goals for the next month that's approaching. I've never done that before. And I think I'm going to consistently do that because I feel like that's really helpful, because sometimes I'm a person with imposter syndrome. I know that I'm not unique, right? I know that people have that. And sometimes when you have the specific imposter syndrome where you feel like you should do everything perfectly the first time and that you are never working hard enough, you don't think about the things that you've done. You just think about the things that you haven't done or that you haven't worked hard enough. And so it's sobering to go and look and see all the things that I actually did get accomplished and did last month. And I don't think I could have published one more video on the main channel. My goal there is to focus. My goal there is to publish 4 times a month and stream once a month. That is a very realistic and special goal that I can accomplish. So I think that making a very detailed plan is going to help, because when I just have like ideas, that's great, but like I don't get a specific plan going, and that's where things start to fall apart. So this has been really sobering. What I'm going to do, if you're interested, I will link this monthly reset routine down below. It uses Notion, by the way. If you don't use Notion, that's fine. You can probably just like copy it into any template that you want, to any platform that you want to use it in. But I use Notion a lot for a number of different things. You don't even have to, if you use Notion, you don't have to like use all the features in Notion. You can just like use the simplest features you can find in Notion. But I find Notion to be really good for planning and taking notes and doing work and stuff. So I will link that down below, again, with Katie Calloway. She's amazing. And by the way, Katie is so funny. I don't know when we visited each other's like Animal Crossing islands, but somehow I have one of her old villagers from like probably like years ago, because she autofilled in like my main island, and they were like, I used to live in Calla Cove, and I was like, is this Katie's villager? And it was. so I think that's really funny. I know I want to keep her now that she's Katie's. I'm like, oh, maybe I'll just let her stick around for, as long as she wants. So we'll I now have Katie's olive. Anyway, I'm rambling. I hope that you enjoyed this patchwork of a vlog, and I'll see you next time. By the way, if you're watching this, thank you so much. The reception on this secret channel has been amazing. So I appreciate your kindness and your enthusiasm for all the rest, like the etc. from my main channel. So thanks. All right. Bye.